Good morning. Can you hear now? Yeah. Okay. Everybody ready over there? All right, great. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for being here to share some wonderful news we have for our Corpus Christi residents regarding our streets. So today, your city council will consider an item to fund $19.8 million in residential street reconstruction and rehabilitation. Your city leadership is invested in addressing the issue of streets. And to demonstrate our commitment, we continue to invest significant time, money, and resources to this issue. We are so proud to share that over the last 3 years, your city council has approved over $330 million for our streets. With this unprecedented investment, we successfully addressed 484 streets in need of repair, and this year we will renovate 154 streets with $121.5 million invested in the fiscal year 2022 budget. So we must understand, though, that all of our streets cannot be remedied overnight, but we are doing everything that we can to move faster and fulfill that commitment to you. Major collector and arterial road projects completed throughout the city include streets such as Ayers, Staples, Yorktown Boulevard, and Airline Road, which many of you have recently seen completed. Today, we are considering $19 million for our city's residential street rebuild program. And this program will lead to the renovation of 43 neighborhood streets. And I'm going to repeat that, 43 neighborhood streets. And that is wonderful news, which is why we're here today. We want to deliver to you personally that we are committed, we're invested, and we will continue to be, because every single council member on your council has committed and reiterated time and time again that streets is number one. And so I want to thank the council who stands with me because we are all like-minded and we all share the same commitment to you. As I stated, our streets will continue to be the highest priority, and we will continue to prioritize that for you. We've unprecedented progress, and we will continue that at this time. To give you a little bit more detail in terms of the strategy by which we're going to continue to do this, I'd like to introduce our city manager, Peter Zanoni.
Thank you, Mayor. And good morning, council members and media and community. So the mayor is absolutely correct. It has been decades since the city placed street infrastructure as a top priority. When I arrived here almost 3 years ago, there was no public works department on our organizational chart, and there was little money budgeted for streets. The few projects that were done in our community were done with inferior products and delivery methods that are really more suitable for rural counties, not for a major Texas city like Corpus Christi. With the mayor and the city council's support of funding and new policies, we have significantly changed our street operations for the betterment of our community. We all know that streets was the top priority, and it still is, getting them fixed and getting them where they should be many decades ago. To accomplish that, first, we rebuilt the Public Works Department. We appointed new leadership, some of whom are with us here today, Roland Mata and Sarah. No, sorry, Sarah. Thank God I can read lips, right? And Neiman, yes. I got his down. Neiman Young is here. But leadership is important, but so is the frontline crews. And so we retrained and hired many positions that were vacant to create 2 teams in the city who self-perform and build streets in addition to the private sector. This year in our budget, the city council approved a 3rd crew, and that's significant because it's significant funding for equipment and machinery and personnel to self-perform. We made a recommendation to council, and we're going to see if we can follow through on it with funding to add a 4th crew in the next year budget that would begin next October. With a high-functioning public works department, we're glad to say that the city is back in business paving streets. And this is important because we can self-perform at a lower cost than the private sector. We don't have a markup that we need to make an income or profit, I should say. But we do know we need the private sector. We can't do it alone, and I often say that. It's the city is delivering streets, but we need the private sector as well to help us do that. And so today, we're happy that nearly $20 million is being awarded, or will be when council considers it, with 2 contractors to perform those 43 streets. Now, in addition to staffing and using the private sector, we've developed for the first time ever what we call an infrastructure management plan or program. The IMP is a 5-year list of streets that will get done in our community. It's approved annually by the city council, and it can only be changed by the city council. So that provides transparency and security for those in our community. It tells you when your street will be repaired. As we discussed maintenance in great detail, still new streets are being built every day in subdivisions. And soon we're going to be bringing to council new policy that would improve the quality and the guidelines of how those streets are built, our design standards manual. This is important because brand new streets and brand new subdivisions have to be of high quality, so we don't have to go back in a few years and repave them. Those are just some of the ways we're changing how we focus on delivering streets to our community. We're glad that today the City Council will consider that $20 million for the private sector companies to perform 43 streets in our community. There's a long list, and I hope we shared it with the media. I want to read off just a couple of those names in each of the districts. I picked the names that had the coolest name to them, right? So in District 1, Catfish from Teague to the Dead End. You know what that is, Councilman? Okay, is that a bad street? Or? So. In District 2, Brentwood from Horn to Norton. Is that one bad, Councilman? Yes. In District 3, we have Crest Meadow, Crestwood to Crest Forest. Okay. District 4, Hewitt Drive South, Hewitt Drive to Hewitt. In District 4, Councilman. And then in District 5, Bent Trail, Fox Run to Open Gate. That's kind of a twist, right? Fox Run with the open gate. Anyway, that street's probably just as bad too. So those are just some of the 43. We want the community to know and check out that list to see if your street's on there. These streets are all listed in our 5-year infrastructure management program. That program is available online, so you can see what else will be done this year. Another contract's coming to council in January. And then our city crews will be self-performing the remaining $10 million and our $40 million for neighborhood street reconstructions. But that 5-year plan has 4 more years, so see when your street is on that list, and you'll have a better understanding of when we'll be in your neighborhood soon. So with that, Mayor and Council and media, we're here to answer any questions that you might have, if any. Okay? Then we'll conclude this press briefing. Thank you so much for being here this morning.